Don's here. Newcastle loving this, Don.
I tell you what, though, I think he's spot on. You know, I remember me and Stevie having the debate when he was rumoured to be leaving about 6 months ago. I never thought Bruno Fernandes was the problem. The debate was, did they try and get 100 million for him, try and replace him? I think what Amorim's saying there is absolutely spot on. He is the big fish there. He's got the character that demands the ball. His personality is that way. I think he's come on a long way.
But
since
he's not there tomorrow, Don. He's not there for Boxing Day, Don. That's the point, isn't it? It's quite depressing that your manager's coming out and going, whoa, this is terrible news.
Well, I think what you can label at Ruben Amorim from the very start is he's always been very honest. So he's not going to fudge it. He's not going to bluff it and go, no, well, Bruno won't be missed. I mean, if he says that, I don't think it's his style. He's more or less saying, well, listen, we're missing him. He's going to be a massive loss because he's the player when we're in trouble that demands the ball all of the time. He's like the kid in the school park. He takes free kicks, he takes corners, he scores goals, does everything. So now what I think Amorim's saying is, right, who's got the character, who's got the bottle, and who wants to step up and try and replace him if they can?
Does that work with players, Stevie?
No.
Oh.
I don't get this. I mean, seriously, don't talk about how honest he is. How about just keep your mouth closed? OK, Bruno's not playing. What's the answer? Well, I'm sure we'll miss him, but we're going to have to figure it out. That's it. And in fact, I please hope and pray that he didn't give all that spiel to the players.
Well, the players can hear.
Because no, he said at the start, this is what I told the players.
Right.
So basically, he sat all the players down and said, is there any point in us turning up? Because he takes all the free kicks, he scores all the goals, he does that, he's the one that sorts out. I mean, everybody else, we're sunk, aren't we? I mean, what's that all about? Why even mention it to the players or anybody? OK, we don't have Bruno Fernandes. Right, this is what we're doing. No, I'm sorry. Keep your mouth closed.
But he's right when you take a look.
Nobody's saying he's not right. He is absolutely... He's absolutely spot on that Bruno Fernandes is no question the key.
Yeah.
But you don't sit your players down and say, oh, by the way, I've got some bad news for you, lads. We're sunk because Bruno's not here. I mean, that's kind of translated what he's done.
They haven't won last 7 games without Bruno, Shaka. Is Stevie right? Was this a mistake?
Absolutely, he's right. And as Stevie always says, just because somebody asks you a question doesn't mean you have to answer. Yeah. Bruno Fernandes is not there. OK, I'm talking about the players who are here. I'm putting words in Amorim's mouth here, or what should have been in his mouth. I'm talking about the players who are here, and then behind closed doors, he is again talking to the players like Luke Shaw and whoever else he mentions, as to pick up that slack about leadership and understanding the substitutions and how that impacts the game for both sides, all those things that he detailed that Bruno does. But to do so in the manner that he did makes no real sense. You're going on about Bruno is your best player. Yeah, we know that. All the things that he brings to the team, and then somehow we're supposed to believe that's a positive, that's an opportunity for whether it's Shaw, Casemiro, or whoever. You're losing your best player. You've already lost Diallo and Mbeumo to the Africa Cup of Nations. Speak positively about what's left. And I know we're just taking a snippet of the overall press conference, but he mentioned for me, even in that snippet, the players who are unavailable far too often, especially given their importance to the team.
Don?
No, I understand what the lads are saying. I just think he's trying to more or less say how important Bruno is. When you look at that potential Man United team there, you think, where's the numbers going to come from? Ugarte's been a major disappointment. If Casemiro's fit, you look at it on paper and you think, well, they're 2 defensive midfield players. So who's going to create the numbers that he creates? I mean, the lads, I think, have got a point. If you go overboard and you tell everyone and tell the world how important it is, it might have a negative effect on the dressing room. But I'm not too bothered what he says. I've always been quite OK with him being really honest. And sometimes the players on the pitch, and the lads might agree or disagree, that you need a bit of honesty and say, which one of you lot? Is it going to be Mason Mount? Which one of you guys are going to fill in for Bruno Fernandes? Who's going to take the corners and the free kicks and get the assists and get the goals? Which one's it going to be? So put it on the players. I don't mind that.
So would that inspire you, Don? If you're Luke Shaw and you're hearing that, you're thinking, right, now's the time for me to really step up. But as a professional footballer, surely you don't need that motivation.
well, if you mention Luke Shaw, I mean, the guy's been there for an awful long time, so he's an experienced player that should know better.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But
I'm only mentioning Luke Shaw because obviously Amorim did.
Yeah, which has always been fair, but I don't think that's in Luke Shaw's character or makeup. He doesn't seem the type to me that would ever wear the armband because he needs to look after his own game. So I think he's mentioned him because he's experienced and wants to be a leader. The same as Martinez, who's just come back from injury. He's potentially a leader. But they're leaders by, or Martinez is a leader by galvanising the players like a Roy Keane would. But Bruno Fernandes does it with his actions. He puts the numbers up there, constantly putting the numbers up there. So, as a Newcastle fan or a Newcastle player, Eddie Howe, whatever, you're looking at that potential 11, you're thinking this is an easy, beatable Man United 11.
Having said that, let's take a look at the predictions. I have to admit, when I made the predictions, I didn't realise how rubbish United's team was going to be. However, let's take a look. I say 3-3. Everyone else has gone for a Newcastle win. Of course, this game is at Old Trafford. Shaka, I know that initially you said 2-2 and changed your mind.
No, it's just some quiet reflection, Dan. That's all it is. And kind of given, again, all the things that Amorim said, it was an easy adjustment to make. You are missing Bruno Fernandes. You're already missing the two players that I mentioned, Mbeumo and Diallo, off to the Africa Cup of Nations. Kind of given some of Manchester United's own up and downs, Newcastle have had their fair share as well. You just wondered how this would play out. And as I've said time and time again, you give a team an excuse to lose a game 9 times out of 10, they're going to take it. In my opinion, Amorim have given Manchester United that excuse to lose against Newcastle tomorrow, Boxing Day. I think Manchester United take it. I think Newcastle win the game. Having
said that, though, Don, I am putting no money anywhere near Newcastle this season because I just don't trust them.
No, and you're right. And that I've just said there should be an easy win, and I've got it as a 2-1 because you can't trust Newcastle away from home. The away form is horrendous. It's awful. I'd bank on Newcastle to beat anyone at home, but the away form is awful. They're
dropping all these points when they're ahead, Don, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go back to one of the first couple of games when they were getting a draw against Liverpool when they were down to 10 men and Ngamoa scored in the last second of the game. They had Arsenal beaten at home. Arsenal scored 2 late goals. That was more points dropped. Recently, they were winning 2-0 against Spurs. Romero scored the bicycle kick, got it back to 2-2. The last game, Chelsea beating them 2-0 at half-time, should have been 3, 4 or 5. I thought they walloped them and got another 2-2. So you're right, Dan. I mean, I dread watching Newcastle away because they're like a completely different side. They don't have the same authority. They don't have the same belief. They're not willing to step onto teams and play like they're at home, where they're aggressive. It's almost like they play in what it looks like a more tactical game, and it doesn't suit them.
I don't. As unpredictable as Newcastle can be away from home, you can't go against Newcastle with this Man United.
They're not unpredictable. They're rubbish.
I'm sorry. I see this as the game where away from home, Newcastle. I've put 2-1. I was going to put 3-1, and I wish I had put 3-1 now.
Well,
because the more I think about it, I'm looking at that Man United. When you look at that Man United team on paper, somebody tell me where the goal's coming from. We're talking about Newcastle letting late goals in. And dropping points. Well, who's going to score? Are you really?
Got any defenders, Stevie? Newcastle.
Pardon?
Got loads of injuries.
Well, Man United's got to get that far up the field.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
You wanted to change it to 3-1.
Yeah.
Why not 3-0? If no one's going to score.
Well, see, you did that little thing with your eye as if you thought you were being dead clever. You see his eye there, he went like that, as if he was going to pull something out of a hat.
I think...
Well, because, as you said, Newcastle are unpredictable, right? So they might lose a goal.
I see.
But...
you just said you don't know where a goal...
Hold on a second.
You didn't know where a goal was going to come from.
It's going to be an own goal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Votamano.
See? Very clever dick. It's going to be Walter Mann. He's going to strike again. He's on a run.
Sunderland exploits.
He's on a run. He's going to put it in and go, oh, no, wrong goal.
Is that what he's going to say?
Yeah.
With the German accent.
In German. He's going to go, 9! Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's like you're a puppeteer. It's like, Dan, you're the puppeteer and you're just pulling Stevie's strings.
I love him.
It's buckling everywhere.
I love him.